Hi everyone, Jacob Lignell here. I appreciate everyone who attended our intro organizer onboarding Zooms that we held this previous month. However, for those of you who could not attend, I don't want you to feel like you're left out. So today I'm going to be walking you through what we learned from last year's Walk for Lives, what we're doing differently for this year's walk, and how myself and the whole team at United Against Fentanyl can support you in creating the best possible event for your community. So, a little bit about me. My name's Jacob Lignell. I serve as the National Director of Operations here at United Against Fentanyl, and I am your primary point of contact for all walk organizers. Originally, I'm from Michigan. I did my undergrad at Michigan State. I currently go to Georgetown to get my master's in addiction policy, but more importantly about me, I'm a person who's in long-term recovery. Recovery is what kind of led me to United Against Fentanyl. I really learned that I get the most out of life when I'm serving others and being part of a community. And service and community is one of like the main pillars of what UAF really stands for. So I'm really appreciative to just be a part of this mission, and I am so excited for Walk for Lives. I absolutely love Walk for Lives. I came around at the tail end of last year's walk, and I was so impressed by all of the hard work and the events that our organizers held last year. And I'm just so excited to be a part of this process from start to finish and helping each of you throw the most successful event that you can. Please feel free to reach out to me at any point. You can see my contact information down below. You can call or email me. I promise I will respond as fast as I can. I am a full-time student and work here at United Against Fentanyl, so I am very busy, but I'll do my best to respond. Please reach out. Feel free to call. Feel free to ask questions, but also ask if you need something. I've prepared presentations for other organizers. I've created sponsor materials, scripts, things like that. So I'm more than willing to support you in any way that I can. Please, just reach out to me. So, United Against Fentanyl is like the parent organization that hosts and run Walk for Lives. Our mission is to interrupt the use of illicit fentanyl through innovative, bold, and effective initiatives. We do this through four main pillars, which are awareness and education, family-led leadership and survivor voices, practical tools and community resources, and local action that scales nationally. UAF participates in many initiatives, and one I do want to highlight is our advocacy platform. You can truly engage in the democratic process and send a letter specifically to your representatives to advocate for change. And I highly recommend checking that out at United Against Fentanyl /advocacy or unitedagainstfentanyl.org /advocacy. But Walk for Lives is kind of like our Super Bowl event that encompasses all of our pillars. Walk for Lives, in its simplest terms, is a family led movement bringing prevention to communities with urgency. So we walk to honor lives, share stories, and educate our communities about the dangers of fentanyl. And the result of this is awareness, resources, and year-round local prevention that lasts long after people walk back to their cars. With Walk for Lives, we really encourage individuality within conformity. Walk for Lives does have a central messaging and branding that we use. However, we really want your events to be tailored specifically for your communities, and you know your communities best. So we will provide you with evidence-based, nationwide best practices to engage with, but everything at the end of the day is just a suggestion. We really want you to run with this idea and do what you think would be most successful for your specific city. For example, last year, many people did many different things, and we completely encourage that. Some people held 5Ks. Some people held their walk at their city hall. Some people had it in a park. Some people had it at schools. There are so many different possible avenues that you can go with this, like just with the venue. And then we could talk about how many different speakers or who you want to speak or how you want your walk route to be or how many resources you want to hand out or what resources you want to hand out. There is so much choice in this. And please create your event for you and your community. Again, we will provide you with everything you need to throw an event, but it is just a suggestion. Something I really want to highlight is our walk in Modesto, California that we held last year. We did not tell them to have this remembrance section, but it is truly just a beautiful showing of the people that they lost in Modesto. And this is just a really good example of what human ingenuity can do in tailoring your event for your community. This was very impactful for Modesto. And this is a good example. But again, this is just an example. You could go a completely different route, and that is completely okay. So last year we had 46 walks in 26 states. This equated to over 3,000 people participating with over 250 community partners engaged. This consisted of treatment and recovery groups, harm reduction groups, EMS, other public health officials. Our public health groups. We also had 50 elected officials participate. This consisted of people of like chief of police, city mayors, all the way up to like state and US representatives and senators. Nearly 500 news outlets covered all of our walks last year, which equated to nearly 26 million media and digital reach impressions across the nation. I just think this really goes to show the scale and scope of what Walk for Lives can do. And truthfully, for this year, we're going to blow these numbers out of the water. We are on track right now to at least double everything, and we know how to successfully promote our event, and we're partnering with people to promote our event. So we really expect to reach even more Americans, and that starts with your walks. So we know what works, the model is proven, and we have a playbook. However, again, as I said before, all of these are just suggestions. You can slightly change them, but please keep the same structure. The most impactful part of your walk are your survivor stories and family-led leadership. This is truthfully where you build trust and connect with the people who attend your walks. It's impactful to read a story on social media, but it is incredibly more impactful to hear the same story come from someone's mouth, to feel the emotions and the loss behind that. We really, really want to connect with our communities and show them that this is a major crisis. And we do that by speaking and telling our stories. So, the most important part of your walk, besides the walk itself, is your run of show programming. This is where you're going to have all of your speakers come. This is where you particularly are going to share your story. You can have other members in your community come and speak. This could be like family members who lost people, public health officials, Congress people, lawmakers. You can run with that. But it's very, very important to spend a lot of emphasis focusing on your survivor stories and family-led leadership. With that, it's also really important to partner with strong local coalitions. Some smart groups to target would be schools, faith groups, recovery, public health groups, law enforcement. Um, I don't know how you personally feel about faith groups. That can be a touchy subject, and we completely respect and honor everyone's ideological beliefs here at United Against Fentanyl. However, a lot of our supporters do come from faith-based backgrounds, so that can be a really good target if you're looking for people to partner with and promote your event. With that, though, don't just target one specific faith group. We really want our events to be super inclusive for our entire community, so have multiple come. We want everyone to be able to come to Walk for Lives, feel safe and supported, and take something away. And that starts with having strong partnerships. We also highly encourage having resource fairs and practical next steps that you can actually hand to people. This could consist of handing out Narcan, so somebody in the future could potentially reverse an overdose. This could also be handing out pamphlets about treatment centers or grief groups or other things that people can take and get connected with so they can stay engaged and better their lives long after Walk for Lives, your actual event ends. We also know that consistent branding and messaging is so important. United Against Fentanyl is a nonpartisan organization. We support common sense bipartisan legislation no matter who proposes it. And with that, we want our walks to be really inclusive, as I said earlier. We don't want to turn anyone away because of ideological beliefs. So please keep that messaging consistent with your actual walks. We will be providing you with social media templates, flyers, things like that that you can use. And if you have any questions about branding, please reach out to myself or our marketing director, Stephanie, who will cover more in depth later. And then finally, one of the most important things that a lot of people forget about is post-event follow-up. This is how you build those lasting connections to really support your community and help you next year if you want to lead a walk. This can consist of sending a thank you letter to speakers or sponsors or posting on Facebook. Thank you to everyone who came to our event. it was wonderful to see you all there. It's little things like that that really strengthen that connection that you made and just help you to where if you do want to lead a walk next year, you already have the contacts and that trust to have that person help you again. Something that I want to highlight is what our walk in Wapakoneta, Ohio did last year. They had their EMS come and do a CPR and Narcan demonstration. This is a really good example of combining strong local coalitions and resource fair as a next step. So now getting into this year's Walk for Lives, we have two national moments. Our first being our July 11th date, which this did just recently change from June 13th. I am very sorry if that caused any burdens or strife for your event. I am more than willing to help you walk through and navigate any issues so that you can host a successful event on July 11th. We moved our date to July 11th because United Against Fentanyl and Walk for Lives is so excited to partner with the Drug Enforcement Agency for this year's Walk for Lives. The DEA in and their 23 divisions are going to be either hosting or supporting a walk that is already occurring, and we are really, really excited about the possibilities and momentum that this will create. This partnership is going to strengthen your events and add validity and really, really promote. So I highly, highly, highly encourage reaching out to me if you have any issues, but please do not be discouraged about the date change because this partnership is going to impact Walk for Lives in such a positive way. Our goal for this year is to scale from 46 walks in 26 states to 100 walks in all 50 states. We really want to build that momentum so that we can funnel people to our national moment in DC on September 26th. This is where all of the hard work and momentum that your walks created comes together to where we will gather in our nation's capital so our lawmakers can see us and see that we are not going anywhere and that we demand change and we can hopefully impact and end the fentanyl crisis. For this year's walk, we are excited to utilize a new software that comes from Bonterra. You don't need to understand or know any of this. The only thing that you need to know about is Mobilize, which I think is going to be an incredible addition to just managing and understanding your walk. So, just to explain what Mobilize is, this is basically a central database where all of our walks consist to where people can sign up. You can change the details of your walk. You can send messages to everyone who RSVP, so there's easy communication in the event that something changes. Each of your walks currently has a dot on here. Some of you are administrators. I will make each of you an administrator after this once you confirm that you actually want to host your walk, but I just want to highlight how it works. So if I use the Golden, Colorado walk, for example, Diane Sanderson is leading this. And as you can see, I made her an administrator. She went through and actually edited the event details, which I'm so excited to see. That's wonderful. That's exactly what we want each of you guys to do. It tells about the event. It says that there's lots of shade and picnic tables. It has accessibility, which can really help encourage people to come to your event. It's very, very easy to RSVP and sign up for an event. All you have to do, if you've signed up in the past, it will autofill, but I just have to click attend. From here, I can easily promote it. If I just wanted to share, I'm going to this walk and post it on Facebook, I could do that in one click. I press share to Facebook and then just press share and it's posted, which is really cool to see. You can also text and email that to people as well. With that, it will ask people to donate to United Against Fentanyl, and then it will also ask people to go. I already signed up for the DC walk, but if I hadn't, it would ask me if I wanted to sign up for that as well. I think that this software will be really helpful. You'll be able to see how many people are coming to your event that can really help with just like your planning and everything. Um, if you have any questions, there's an in-depth Mobilize training video, but also please reach out to me. I would love to set up a Zoom call to specifically walk you through it. Um, it's a great It's a great tool if you want to get sponsors as well. This map is really powerful just to show the scope. If you just want to like screenshot this or copy the URL and share it with people, this is a really good way to just like strengthen the validity of your event for sponsors. So I recommend doing that. Um, I think it's going to be really, really great. If you want to access the training video, all you have to do, let me go back just to really show this. So if you go to walkforlives.org, and then scroll down to the bottom, you can access our training resources. And for here, you can see all of the other training videos that I've created. I'm continuing to build more, which I'll talk about a little bit more later. But the mobilized training is video number 5, and it's very in depth. I really recommend checking that out if you have any questions. The main reason that we wanted each of you to attend this intro organizer onboarding session was really just to emphasize that we are going to support you every step of the way through this process. My main job is really trying to just like standardize this and make it as simple and easy as it possibly can. Hosting an event is a lot of hard work. It truly is. I mean, you're going to run into barriers, you're going to get discouraged, and we want to make it as easy as possible. So, to do that, I've created an on-demand training library, which I just showed you. We'll provide you with branding assets, which consists of like logos, graphics. This can be used for flyers. We'll also be giving you like social media posts that you can utilize. I've created planning guides and checklists, which is also on the training and resource page. If you scroll down to the bottom, it's right here. These consist of, there's like a permit checklist to help with like the planning of that process, a permit call script to like elected officials, community partner one pager that you can give to people to explain what Walk for Lives is. It's good resources. If you have anything that would be really beneficial, please let me know. If you would like it, other people would probably find it beneficial as well. So please reach out to me. I would love to create specific things for you. A lot of these got created because somebody asked me to create something, and I thought, oh my God, these would be wonderful for all the organizers to know. So please, please reach out. Um, We will also be providing you with post-event follow-up that you can use just to really simplify the process and make it easier for you. And then finally, we're going to be hosting a live webinar. I've been sending out polls to like get the timing behind that, but I'm thinking it's going to be either April 26th or April 27th to start. This will be a once a month, 1 hour session. It is required, but I will record these. Please, please, please make it if you can. This is going to be a brainstorming session. We are going to come together, all of the organizers, to work through specific issues, learn about the process more, answer questions. It's going to be really beneficial. We're going to be doing those once a month leading up to the walk. So please be on the lookout for that and join those. Um, and just be on the lookout for any other communication that I send, because a lot of the times I learn things on the fly and I will update you as I go. I'm actually the one planning the Washington, D.C. event, so I'm going through this process as well. So if I learn something that's beneficial to me, I will share it with you. Something that we really recommend just getting started with your walk. I mean, that can be the most challenging point is just getting started. To really simplify the process, build a local leadership team. We don't want you to do this all alone. This can be a lot of work, and I don't want this to be a major burden that takes up a lot of your time. If you have a strong team, you can truly turn this into each of you works an hour a week on this, and you can have a very successful event. At the bare minimum, you should have 2 to 3 people. We really recommend having your parent and family leader, that's you, so that's covered, an operations lead, which can do the logistics, permits, run a show, and then a marketing lead, which can promote your event, because the only way to get people to your event is through promotion, and then also do outreach with like partners and things like that, so you don't have to. If you can find others, we highly recommend having a safety lead. This can help with planning the route if there's an emergency or something like that, or this is a public event. There's always a possibility that somebody could like fall and scrape their knee. This person could provide simple first aid. We also recommend having a volunteer coordinator and resource fair coordinator. This basically is just so you don't have to be this person. I don't want you to be in constant contact with people, having to tell them what to do. It's better if you can dedicate a person to do that just to ease your job. Please reach out to me if you're struggling to find people to help with your event. I could reach out to other organizers who are near you or other people in your community that I know are passionate about Walk for Lives to get involved. I also recommend just asking family and friends, or if you belong to like a specific group, like a book club, for example, ask someone in there to help you. Just because you have that rapport, you've built that connection. If you ask for help, people are willing to give it to you. Now, getting into one of like the most important things that I want to cover, and that is sponsors. Last year, one of the biggest critiques that we received from our walk organizers is that United Against Fentanyl cannot provide any financial support for your events. We truly wish that that wasn't the case. Currently, United Against Fentanyl is an unfunded organization. We do not have the capital to do that. And we don't want this to be a major out-of-pocket expense for you. So the way to circumvent this issue is to gather sponsors. We really tried to make this a simple process. It's basically three steps. The first being you identify the sponsors in your area. This consists of you reaching out to people, maybe like local restaurants, local businesses. I mean, it could be anything. So many people care about about this crisis. So you could reach out to people. For example, where I'm from, it's like one of the main headquarters for Pizza Hut. That if I was hosting a walk in my hometown, maybe that would be somebody who would want to sponsor my walk. So I would reach out to them. I would either call their office or send them an email explaining what Walk for Lives is, what sponsorship could do, like how it could like promote your event even better, or you could have an extra stage or more mics and sound to like for more people to hear. Like you can decide how you want to approach this, but you reach out and gather interest. From there, you can go to our Walk for Lives page and you can go to this sponsor form, copy the URL and send it to people. Let me zoom in so it's like normal sizing. It's They fill out their contact information. I get an email about that with their contact information. I will follow up with them, send them an email. I'll create an invoice, find out how much money that they want to sponsor, provide them with our Stripe bank account so they can actually give the money. I'll handle that. And then from there, we will earmark that money financial contribution for your walk. So, for example, an organizer in Utah currently has $1,700 that it's like 1,750 that she's accrued in sponsors. All of that money is earmarked for her Utah walk. We cannot specifically give her a check with that money. That's against the law. Just because we are a nonprofit, there are like legal concerns. But what we can do is we can reimburse organizers if they provide us with the receipt. So if the Utah organizer gives us a receipt, we have that 1,700 to reimburse her to help with funding her event. This is the best way that we can um, this is the best way that we can handle this issue. If you have any questions or you want help in navigating this, please reach out to me. I would love to help you. Sponsors are very important. This is completely optional. It really relies on like you to do more work. But the more sponsors and the more money that your event has, the bigger and most likely better. But at the same time, if you don't have sponsors, don't be discouraged. A walk with five people is just as important as a walk with 5,000. If you impacted those five people's lives and you prevented somebody from dying, your walk is one of our most successful walks. So don't just be discouraged if you can't find sponsors, but do your best. Now, I do want to highlight our national marketing director. Her name is Stephanie. She is a wonderful individual, a very down-to-earth mother who lost a child to this crisis. We kind of poached her from the Fort Worth walk last year because she did all of the social media and promotion, and it was truthfully just wonderful. I highly recommend if you want ideas on how to promote your event, go on Facebook and search Walk for Lives dash Fort Worth. They did a wonderful job, and Stephanie led that. She loves to talk to parents. She's very approachable. Her contact information is right here if you want to reach out to her. But basically, Stephanie is going to be providing you with a press and storytelling toolkit if like a media organization wants to cover your walk. Last year, for example, it was like ABC in San Francisco covered the San Francisco walk. A few other walks had that. So that is a possibility. We'll be giving you like a social media content calendar and like ready to post graphics. She'll provide email and text reminders that you can give to people to who RSVP or for recruitment. We'll provide you with brand consistency and creative direction if needed. And the only thing that we ask from organizers is please actually promote your walk. Just best practice is to post 2 to 3 photos or videos per week about it. The more you promote your walk, the more likely that people are actually going to attend. So post 2 to 3 times. This could be posting a flyer. This could be a 30-second video of you, the organizer, say, "Hi, I'm leading Walk for Lives in blank. I would really appreciate if you would come," or sharing your story. Like there's so many different ways to go about this. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Please, with that, share other walks promotional materials as well. Something we really want to highlight is that UAF and Walk for Lives, we are a national grassroots movement. We have walks occurring all across the states. We really want each walk to be as promoted as best as possible. And we can do that by promoting each other's walks. If you live in San Francisco, you might not ever go to Mississippi, but you may have Facebook followers who live or are traveling to Mississippi at the time of this walk. It can still be smart to post about it because then those people can see it and get involved with the Mississippi walk. And then on the vice versa, Mississippi could post about the San Francisco walk. So it's very important that we come together and support each other's walks. And then finally, just try your best to respond like within a week if we reach out to you. Within a day is crazy. We understand that you have real lives and things that you have to do, but try your best to respond within a week. If you don't, I will probably reach out again. But just please, please, please be on the lookout for emails from myself, Stephanie, or anyone of our team. Now, thank you so much for watching this. I really, again, appreciate those who actually attended, but those who couldn't, I really hope that you got something out of this. Please confirm, send me a message. I'm going to be sending this in an email. Just reply to that you actually want to lead your walk. From there, I can make you an administrator and you can start seeing RSVPs and changing the details. Start looking for your leadership team just to help support you. You can start meeting with them, lock in your July 11 plan, like where you want to have your event, your actual walk route, your want to show draft. Start looking at permits and insurance. There's training videos on all this stuff, but a lot of your walks will require permits, and some of these like timelines for approval take 30 to 90 days. So start looking at permits now. The best way to get started is just calling your city hall and they'll connect you with whoever you need to get connected with. I recommend making your first sponsor prospect list and beginning outreach if you want to do that. And then finally, just join the upcoming training and be on the lookout for any training videos or emails that I send. Thank you so much. If you please reach out to me if you need anything, and I really look forward to working with you in making your July 11th walk the most successful and incredible event for your community.